The Admiral slammed the blueprint on the table. Engineers froze. Scientists whispered. The problem was impossible. He laughed and said, "Fix this, I'll give you $100 million. Nobody moved. Until a 9-year-old girl tugged her father's sleeve and said, "Baba, I think I know the answer." What happened next made the Admiral sit down in shock. The storm hit the naval base just as Amir Khan, a tired single dad and maintenance technician, signed out for the day. He had grease on his hands, a toolbox at his waist, and exhaustion in his bones. Being a single father meant every day was a balancing act: repair work at the base, night shifts when needed, and caring for his daughter Mira, the only piece of peace he had left after losing his wife 4 years ago. The base was unusually crowded that evening. SUVs rolled in, officers hurried across walkways, and security tightened like something enormous was about to happen. Amir didn't think much of it, his world revolved around Mira, not admirals. Little did he know, he and his daughter were about to walk into the most classified meeting on the base. As Amir waited for Mira outside her small on-base school, he found her sitting under a tree, sketching something with fierce concentration. "What are you drawing, princess?" Amir asked. She turned the book around. It was a complicated system of boxes, lines, and arrows. "It's how electricity flows in big machines," she said simply. "I was bored." Amir laughed softly. Mira wasn't normal. She was brilliant, quiet, observant, always tinkering, always sketching. Her teachers often said she could solve problems adults struggled with. But Amir never took it seriously, she was just a kid who liked patterns. They started walking home when a sudden alarm blared across the base. "All personnel report to Hangar 12. Security rushed everyone toward the central hangar. Amir grabbed Myra's hand and followed the crowd, confused but compliant. Inside the hangar stood Admiral Richardson, a man known for his brilliance and his ego. Before him was a massive digital display showing a system of circuits, algorithms, and structures that looked impossibly complex. Engineers stood around him, frustrated, defeated, and pale. 23 of the world's top scientists, the Admiral roared. "And none of you can fix a single power grid model?" He slammed his hand on the metal table. "This flaw could cost us billions. It could collapse an entire naval defense program. Whoever fixes it," he smirked, voice dripping with sarcasm, "I'll give them $100 million. The room went silent. Eyes dropped to the ground. Amir stood at the back, holding Mira close, not understanding a thing, until Mira tugged his sleeve. "Baba," she whispered softly, "they connected the grids wrong." "What?" he asked gently. She took a step forward, pointing at the screen. "The problem isn't the power load," she said. "It's the feedback loop. They made a ring, so it keeps eating its own power. You just move the conductor here," she drew the air with her finger, "and add a bypass. Then it works." Amir froze. "Mira, that's a military system. You can't just." But it was too late. The Admiral had heard her. The entire hangar turned. A 9-year-old girl had just spoken out loud. The Admiral stepped forward slowly, mocking smile returning. "Oh? And who is this little genius?" he asked, arms crossed. Amir swallowed. "Sir, I'm sorry, she didn't mean." "No," the Admiral interrupted. "Let's hear her. Go on, kid. Fix the system and I'll deposit $100 million in your piggy bank." People laughed nervously. Mira didn't. She walked up to the screen, pushed a stool forward, climbed on it, and tapped the corner of the blueprint with confidence beyond her years. "You built the system like a loop. That makes it unstable. If you break the loop here, the current won't bounce back. Then add this," she scribbled the air again, "and it can handle twice the load." The room fell into a vacuum of silence. One engineer rushed to his terminal. Another followed. Within seconds, data shifted on the big screen. Lights turned green. One by one. Stabilized. Optimized. Perfect. The Admiral's smile vanished. He leaned forward, whispered to his team, then looked back at the little girl with disbelief and something else. Respect. Real, raw respect. But that was just the beginning. What Mira had solved was only the surface of a much deeper storm waiting in Chapter 2. The Admiral dismissed the crowd, keeping only Amir and Mira behind. His eyes stayed locked on Mira, as if studying a rare artifact. Your daughter, he said slowly, just solved a problem 23 PhDs couldn't fix. Amir placed a protective arm around her. Sir, please, she didn't mean any disrespect. Disrespect? The Admiral laughed once. Son, she saved us. Then he did something nobody expected. He knelt down to Mira's height. Can you explain how you knew? Mira shrugged shyly. I see shapes. Like puzzles. If something is wrong, it looks noisy. When it's right, it looks calm. Amir felt his heart twist. That's exactly how her mother used to describe patterns when she worked as an electrical engineer. Mira had inherited her genius completely. The Admiral stood up, serious again. Let me show you why that problem matters. He pressed a button on a console. A massive metal wall slid open, revealing something breathtaking. A prototype energy shield system meant to protect entire fleets. Except it was failing. Without fixing the loop, this shield collapses the moment it's hit, the Admiral explained. We were about to shut the project down. Billions lost. Thousands of jobs gone. National defense compromised. He turned to Mira. And you saved it with a sketch. Suddenly the Admiral's voice softened. But tell me, Amir, why are you a maintenance worker? With a daughter like this, you should be at NASA. Amir looked away. Life didn't go as planned, sir. After my wife passed, I took whatever job let me care for Mira. The Admiral studied him for a long moment. Then nodded. I understand. He walked back to Mira and handed her a tablet. Show me again. Slowly. For the next hour, engineers gathered around a 9-year-old like she was a visiting professor. They asked questions, she answered gently. She explained patterns, loops, flows, and logic in a way grown adults couldn't. Amir watched, pride swelling in his chest until his eyes stung. She wasn't just smart. She was extraordinary. When she finished, the Admiral typed something into his device and handed Amir a document. Amir read it. His legs almost gave out. It wasn't a check for $100 million. It was something far bigger. A full scholarship for Mira. A lifetime grant for her education. A high-ranking engineering position waiting for Amir if he wanted it. And at the bottom. For the one child who saved a national program. Admiral J. Richardson. Amir looked up, overwhelmed. Sir, this is too much. It isn't even close, the Admiral replied. You gave us a prodigy. The least we can do is give her a future. Mira held her father's hand tightly. Baba, she whispered, are you happy? Amir knelt, kissed her forehead, voice breaking. More than ever, princess. As they walked out of the hangar, sunlight cutting through steel beams, Amir realized. He had come in as a tired, invisible maintenance worker. He was leaving as the father of a miracle. And Mira was leaving with a destiny.